You went already?
I already went to Temple. Yeah, Temple Trauma already
They
did a
tried to
full
remove
workup.
it.
They didn't want to do it at the time because where the way it lodged, um, it just missed all the important areas and cavities in my forehead and skull,
Oh my.
thankfully. But they didn't want to remove it at the time. So since it didn't migrate out on its own, I have to go back to get it removed. So
Hello, Melissa. You're here with ATM Fox. Welcome to the channel. I'm here to give a voice to the voiceless.
thanks for having me. Great to be here.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Where are you from, Melissa?
Born and raised here in Philly.
All right. Philly girl.
Yep.
What's it like out here?
Rough for the most part, but surviving somehow, some way.
Are you from this part of Philly, Kensington?
I am actually, yes, from the area, so I am familiar with these parts. Um, Lots changed since I was a little kid over the years. Hoping things do get better here. There's a lot of good people that are still out here, so hope things get better for everybody eventually.
Right. Hope things get better too.
Yep.
'Cause it is crazy out here in Kensington.
Yeah, it definitely can be. Some things you really can't make up around here that you see and hear and go through.
So you kind of grew up in Kensington. You know how it was before all of this. So
Right. Yeah, before the opiate epidemic, pandemic, whatever it's called these days. Yeah. So
so was it
I guess
nice
you're.
back then?
I mean, yeah. I mean, like every neighborhood, you have some streets that can be bad to avoid. You have your riffraff here and there, like every neighborhood. But it was nothing like the open, I guess, drug.
It wasn't an open air
Whatever.
drug market.
Yeah, whatever
Wasn't
how it
like
is
that.
now. People were a little bit more discreet when they were addicts. Dipped off in bandos, alleyways, cars. They weren't just so open right out in the corners,
Right, right.
8 a.m. So that was a little shocking to see that firsthand when I first started frequenting the area again. Um, but like I said, hopefully people get the help they need and things get better.
Right. All right, let's talk more. Let's talk more about you.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
How was your childhood growing up?
Pretty normal. My parents are actually still together, still married.
Okay, that's good.
Um, I have a sister, two brothers. I have children myself, but my childhood was pretty average. Went to school, graduated high school, went to college, have a degree, worked steady full-time jobs through the years. I hid my addiction well over the years, and things got bad for me during COVID, unfortunately, when I had a relapse, and one negative thing after another kind of put me where I'm here now.
What started your addiction?
Um, I guess when I was a teenager, I started hanging out with the older crowd, and that meant some drug dealers were part of that older crowd. Um, so I was around a lot of good hard drugs at the time, and just went with the flow with everybody else hanging out. Kind of just snowballed from there.
When did it progress into the harder substances?
I have chronic pain. I was in a really bad car accident.
Mm.
So I was in pain management for a long time. I was prescribed oxycodone. Eventually, the stricter laws with that, the FDA getting involved, doctors getting shut down, me being taken off that medication. Um, I substituted to buying that off the street and then went to heroin because it was a cheaper route that I couldn't afford the pill habit any longer once I lost my full-time job.
What's your current living arrangements as of now?
I am currently homeless. Sleep where I can, where I find it safe that night. But mainly, just out here.
What's your plans for the night?
Well, I'm hanging out with a friend of mine, a few friends that I actually consider friends and trust. We look out for one another. So we're actually trying to see if we can get into a shelter or crash with other people that we know that we can trust to get off the street for the night.
That's good. That's good. Bust that
Yeah.
move. Get up out of here.
Yeah, we definitely need the break for sure.
Yeah, it is very cold. It is
Yeah.
very cold. I'm glad you kind of bundled up. So, what's your addiction like? How many bags do you use daily?
Um, I would say I'm at 6 bags a day. I'm trying to wean myself back down. This is how I got myself off the opioids before. I was able to wean myself down and microdose with the Suboxone. So I'm going to try that route. But I'm also looking into other options as far as IOP and inpatient treatment. So I am working with Meraki, who has a lot of resources to help with, you know, progressing with your life, shelter, getting clean, things like that. So I am working with them at this time.
All right, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
so I'm trying to take steps to get out of the situation and go back down a positive route and away from all this.
Right. I know you've seen some crazy things out here. What's the craziest thing you've seen?
Well, I got shot in the head with a BB, and the BB's still in my head. A BB gun.
It's still in your head? Oh my. Ooh, wee.
Yep. I was sitting down at McPherson Square, just talking to a friend.
The park.
Yep.
Needle Park.
I was sitting. Yeah, Needle Park. It's referred to. I was sitting on the wall, facing the street. Car slowed down, pulled up. Seen a blue laser. Felt the beep, and blood poured down. I knew it wasn't a real bullet because I was still talking in here. And yeah, so the BB's still there. We'll be coming out soon now. I have to go back to Temple for that.
You went already?
I already went to Temple, yeah. Temple trauma already.
They tried to remove it?
They didn't want to do it at the time because the way it lodged, it just missed all the important areas and cavities in my forehead and skull, thankfully. But they didn't want to remove it at the time. So since it didn't migrate out on its own, I have to go back to get it removed.
It's very cold. It's very cold. I'm glad you kind of bundled up. So, what's your addiction like? How many bags do you use daily?
I would say I'm at 6 bags a day. I'm trying to wean myself back down. This is how I got myself off the opioids before. I was able to wean myself down and microdose with the Suboxone. So I'm going to try that route. But I'm also looking into other options as far as IOP and inpatient treatment. So I am working with Meraki, who has a lot of resources to help with, progressing with your life, shelter, getting clean, things like that. So I am working with them at this time.
All right, that's good. That's good.
So I'm trying to take steps to get out of the situation and go back down a positive route and away from all this.
Right. I know you've seen some crazy things out here. What's the craziest thing you've seen?
Well, I got shot in the head with a BB, and the BB's still in my head. A BB gun.
It's still in your head? Oh my. Ooh, wee.
Yep. I was sitting down at McPherson Square, just talking to a friend.
The park?
Yep.
Needle Park.
I was sitting, Needle Park it's referred to. I was sitting on the wall, facing the street. Car slowed down, pulled up, seen a blue laser, felt the beep, and blood poured down. I knew it wasn't a real bullet because I was still talking in here. And yeah, so the BB's still there. We'll be coming out soon now. I have to go back to Temple for that.
You went already?
I already went to Temple, yeah. Temple trauma already.
They tried to remove it?
They didn't want to do it at the time because the way it lodged, it just missed all the important areas and cavities in my forehead and skull, thankfully. But they didn't want to remove it at the time. So since it didn't migrate out on its own, I have to go back to get it removed. It's the craziest things that happened to me.
Oh my God. I can't believe somebody would even shoot you.
Yeah, it was just random too. No idea. Couldn't see who it was. It was 11:30 at night, so it was dark. The car was dark tinted, and I didn't see the person.
You got to get up out of here. You can't hang out at night. You got to get in that shelter.
Yeah. So.
Come on.
But yeah, that's.
You ever worry about your safety out here?
Always.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, always. Like I said, luckily I am blessed with a few people I can actually call friends, like actual friends. not just acquaintances or, drug friends or whatever the phrases go. We trust one another. We look out for one another. So I'm thankful to have them. I probably, would not survive without them. So I'm lucky to have them.
All right. Are you religious at all?
I am. My faith is one thing I've never lost ever in my life. I do keep my faith and I do pray a lot. So yes, I am religious and I do believe in God and Jesus. I was raised Catholic, but I have been to other Christian churches, and I'm very open-minded to religious organizations.
What you think that was?
It's hard to say. Usually it's gunshots, but you can't tell the difference between a gunshot and firecrackers. But that might have been some wood or something dropping.
It sound like what?
Like wood or something being dropped.
Oh,
That's what it sounded like, sort of. Trying to know the different sounds when you grow up in this area, so.
Almost ended the interview.
I know. You never know the duck roll. Yeah, but that's what that sounded like. Maybe someone dropped something.
So, be funny. What were you into besides, drugs? Like, what were your hobbies?
I mean, I like to spend the time with my family. Like I said, I have children. I was very close with my sisters and my brothers, my nieces, my nephews. So we did a lot of family things, pumpkin patches, like, Christmas time. We all went shopping together at the mall, did Santa pictures. Went to dinner. We'd go to Dave and Buster's, just hang out, hang out with friends, like socially, like at bars and things like that.
You have kids?
I do have kids, yes.
I work on getting back to them.
Yes. They're very concerned, very worried. I love and miss them every single day. And the fact that I hurt them every day I'm out here kills me. Yeah, I know. I need to get my ass in gear, so to speak, if I can say that, to get back to them and my family and everybody else who cares about me and loves me and who I love too and miss dearly.
You say it's the drug addiction that got you where you are now, right?
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
What's holding you back from being that mother you want to be.
Yep. Yes.
I understand.
Yeah, I miss it all, everything, even the aggravating arguments, the stressful teenage years that I went through with my kids, and all of it. I miss it all. I miss so much.
Well, what was that clean time like?
I had almost 5 years clean.
Okay.
Right before COVID, so I know I can do it.
Right.
It's just a matter of getting back on that path and sticking to what I need to do to stay on it.
What's hindering you?
I don't know. I guess I've been having more bad days than good lately, so that makes it a little easier to continue the addiction. Also being out on the street, it's a little hard sober, so that also doesn't help. So I'm really trying to work on the shelter. That's a priority right now. Getting housing and shelters right now.
Right. I mean, once you get the shelter, I'm pretty sure your days will get a little bit better.
Yeah.
Turn into better days.
Get some stability there, and then kind of, eventually go back to work. And
wean off the drugs, like you said.
Right.
Definitely go back to work.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in the next 6 months?
Hopefully clean, in a permanent, stable housing of my own. Get myself another car, be around with my children, my grandchildren. I actually have grandchildren as well, and the rest of my family and friends, and just get back to some normalcy in life without any drugs involved.
Go back to normalcy, huh?
Some normalcy.
I know you're tired of this.
I'm exhausted, yeah. I would love to sleep for like a week straight, honestly. Just catch up on like some nice, good, hard sleep in a bed for like a full week would be awesome. But yeah, it's very exhausting, very tiring, and I'm just done. Spent.
If you can make 3 wishes right now, what would they be?
To see both my children right now, have them by my side, to be clean, and to have a house.
All right. That's good. If you could, if you could give advice to a young person right now that's following in your footsteps, what would you tell them?
Stop doing drugs now. Stick to the nerdy kids, the good kids that do not use drugs and stay sober and have fun in positive ways, not using any type of substances or messing around or being curious and just trying different things. Just stay away from it all. You're amazing, awesome people. You don't need drugs to improve you or make you cool or make you have fun. You can do that without it.
And when do you see yourself really like quitting and putting down the substance?
Like I said, I
Any
already
time
started
frame?
taking steps to wean down and get myself off. So I'm hoping within the next month I'll be where I want to be. Transition from any type of opioids to the Suboxone to help keep me sober.
All right, just making sure, making sure.
So hopefully I'm giving myself a month for now. We'll
That's
see
good.
though, to
That's
be
good.
continued.
I'd like to thank you for your time.
Sure.
Melissa, you've been a wonderful interviewee for me,
Yeah, thank you.
and I'll be praying for you.
I appreciate that.
My name's
Thank you so
ATM
much.
Fox. We make these videos for educational purposes only. It's been a blessing to the channel.
Bye.